Okay, here's the little clearing that I come into, and it's probably about a quarter-mile back in. It's no agricultural field, it's completely growed up around it, and you see how thick the cover is. And then you come over here and you see this big yopon tree and this pine tree, and that's where I created that brush shelter. But you notice where I took all that stuff out, I intentionally did it for a reason. Now, when I was a boy, I'd hear these statements made about a covey hole. And what that was is certain farmers and things like that would leave these little areas along the edge of their agricultural fields, clumps of bush and debris and stuff, for the quail and things like that to stay in. It was a safe place for them. So the term covey hole meant a small secluded place. Now, as you can see, this is sparkleberry right there, and there's my scouting shotgun, there's my hammock. But when you step up into here, I've cleared it out in here. So now I got like a 10 or 15 foot circle all the way around, and this big yopon that I've carefully removed all the lower debris and cleaned it up. And then every fall I've cut the top canopy to make it thicker and thicker and thicker until I've made this almost like a blind. See, I can see out of it, but up in here it's hard to see me. I've got a 10 or 12 foot circle natural awning is what it is, and I've created, in essence, my own little camping covey hole, a place I can come and hang up my hammock, and it's a natural blind if I want to hunt, but at the same time it's a place I can camp or do whatever. I'm in a really good shade, and I'm able to enjoy the space without having to make a lot of disruption in it. What I've created in here, by selectively cutting, removing the ground debris, opening up this space, making it where I've got good secure areas to hang my hammock, I've got a little cubby hole, a little inner sanctum like of a camping area that I can come to perform my woods activities. It's a natural blind. I can sit here by just throwing up a little bit of extra pine straw around me, and I've got a natural deer blind. I can watch deer coming through the edge of this field. I can also hunt other types of game like turkey from this position. There's plenty of them that comes to this little field. And at the same time, it's a place I can come to camp, and I automatically have a pre-made shade. So I don't have to put up a tarp because I've copassed this shade to make a nice broad leaf shade. Now, like we've talked about in the past, pine trees create shadow. They don't create shade. And these broadleaf plants create shade. They're catching that long wave UV, so it's physically cooler under here. Right now it's in August, and the temperature is really close to 100 with humidity well over 75%. Yet underneath here, with this little bitty breeze blowing through, it's decidedly cooler. No, it's not air conditioning, but it's decidedly cooler. So much so that when you're in your hammock, it's comfortable. Little things make your life so much better, guys. The woodsman knows a million ways to make himself comfortable. Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about a little bit of fire prep. Now, in a recent video, I did a demonstration where I took a hunk of fat lighter and I split off a pretty good length of a splinter, and I tapped it into a stump and I set it on fire as a long match for holding a questionable tinder bundle above it to get it heated up, fired up, etc. One of my people commenting to me, my subscribers, asked about carrying pre-shaved chips off of the fat lighter. Could you do it? Yes. You just need some small container to be able to seal up. Now, this one comes from Fatwood Fire Steels, and they sell these already full of shavings. But if you want to generate your own, you just need some small container, a medicine bottle, aspirin bottle, some small flat container that seals up fairly tightly. One of those tobacco tins that you get chewing tobacco in, or snuff in, would be fine. You just run tape around it to seal it up when you're done. But how do you do the processing? Well, let me show you a down and dirty trick to process it using your knife and a hunk of fat lighter. Okay, stay with me. Now, I've just got the tin right here, but this could be a piece of paper, a big leaf, anything to catch it. And I could take my hunk of fat lighter and take the back of my knife and just start shaving like this and generating shavings to be caught in that tin or into the lid of that tobacco tin or on that piece of paper, whatever. As I generate them, and I get a pretty good pile, I'll transfer it in the can and go back and do more. Just like that. I can also do it in a slightly different way like I've demonstrated in other videos. I can take my knife and a object like this and just stick my knife into it real good and then do this and generate those shavings as well until I generate a big pile of shavings. It just takes a little bit of time. Now once you've created your shavings, you want to seal it up because the volatile oils will dry out. It doesn't stop being flammable. It just dries out where it's not quite as ignitable, initially ignitable. When it's wet like this, you can just basically have a spark pass by it and it catches. But once it dries out, it will still catch, but it requires just a little bit more. So, that is the basic idea. Now, by just simply using the back of your knife with a 90-degree spine and sitting here and dragging it, you will generate plenty of shavings to transfer into a tin or something like that. You can carry those with you so when you need that wet tinder, so to speak, a tinder that's going to ignite and produce a good long flame and burn really hot, that's fairly handy to have with you. I still like to carry a hunk of solid lighter so that I can split off shavings like you saw, and that also that I can shave fresh if I need to right then. The Fatwood Fire Steel sends you one of these tins in a plastic bag full of those shavings that fit in there fairly compact, and that might be the way you want to go. Guarantees it's not going to dry out like that. And it's got a screw top lid, which makes it easy to secure once you screw it down hard enough, because there we go, that bag's kind of pushing up. There we are. And I carry that in my bag right there, in my haversack. It's sort of a backup to my fire kit when I need those shavings. If there's one item that I would pass on to you to carry in your kit, it's Fatwood. It is by far the best natural tinder I know of. Works wet, works in so many conditions, will take readily a spark, will take readily a flame. A coal can ignite fine shavings. I mean, it's got so many uses, and it's even makes your pack smell good. But disadvantage, that sap can get a little sticky in hot weather and it may want to stick to the bag, so think about it. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. Please leave any questions or comments below. And if there's anything I can do for you or show you in the future, please make a comment and bring it up. I'll be glad to do it. I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.